Yeah, I'm back. It's Sunday morning now, middle of February, and sure as shit, winter is still holding on, and somehow so am I. Um, I really didn't have any kind of set outline in mind for this. I just wanted to get something out before the work week began. I didn't have time for anything, so here I am. Um, well, if she wants to come up here, I can show you the latest casualty in my life. But she is sitting down there staring at me. Yeah, you can come up. So yeah, you're looking down there. You can come up. Here you go. Try to entice the cat to come up here. So a couple weeks ago, I had to take her in for a sedated grooming, just because she's got this incredibly long fur, very fluffy cat, and unfortunately, she's not very good about keeping herself well groomed, and her fur just got matted over time, and she wound up with a bunch of fecal matter stuck near her ass. And she's the kind of cat that if you go near that area, she'll typically turn very aggressive and hostile, which totally understandable. You don't want to be violated in those regions, especially. So I had to take her in for the city grooming. $230 later, I got her back. Unfortunately, she's got some spots where I don't know if she's been excessively licking, or if it's just a side effect of the healing process from the mass that she had. But anyway, she wound up with these pretty large uh, wounds on either side by her hip, by either hip. And I was giving her the benefit of the doubt at first, hoping that she would just let it go, that it would heal on its own. But just in case, I decided to. I consulted with some friends on Facebook and through text, and the general consensus was that I should look into getting her a kitty onesie, to discourage licking those areas. And my bestie sent me a link for a particular onesie, and a few different designs and styles to choose from. And I picked one out, paid the regular shipping rate. Unfortunately, I had to use Amazon, but anyway, it arrived Friday. Uh, Earlier this morning, I noted that that one of the wounds appeared to have been bleeding again, presumably from excessive licking. So unfortunately, I had to break open the onesie, had to fight with her to get it on, and yeah, it was it was a struggle. Thankfully, she did not get overly aggressive toward me. She didn't get violent toward me. She hissed a lot. She did a lot of yanking of her arms and legs, but arms, legs, front and back legs anyway. Um, but eventually, I was able to get on her. And okay, there was one humorous moment to it. I had just finished getting it closed up, and she literally, I've never seen a cat storm away before, but she did just that. She stormed away. Every couple steps, you hear her hiss out really loud. She stormed off, went down into the basement, and I didn't see her again for another hour. She wanted nothing to do with me. But she came back up about an hour later. This did her usual peeking around the chair to see if I give her attention. You know, at first I was confused because she wasn't jumping up onto the chair. I actually had to pick her up and bring her in with me. Very weird. She's never done that before, so I was watching because of that. But as the day went on, she's returned to her usual state. I know she's not happy about the onesie being on, but unfortunately, as she's been licking these spots and causing them to bleed, I really have no choice in the matter. Now she'd come up here. If you come up here, I could show them. I could show the world just how cute your onesie is. Yeah. You wanna come up? Yeah. You can come up. I know you've been waiting. Yeah. You can come up. It's fine. Here you go. There you are. So, yeah, she's been overall a pretty good sport about it, but I look forward to the day when I can just take it off. I honestly don't even know how long I gotta leave it on for, but hopefully not more than a few days, I would hope. And maybe if I'm midweek I could take it off, I don't know. But yeah, I know you're not happy about the onesie, but you just gotta bear with it, okay? Just gotta bear with it for a little while. Maybe you'll actually like it after a while because it keeps it a little bit warmer too. So I say that would be the highlights of my Saturday. Kind of coincide with all the bullshit that was going on with the PlayStation Network yesterday, this morning, whatever. Yesterday morning, I don't even know anymore. It was Friday night, Saturday. Anyway, it was really kind of made you realize just how fucked up the PlayStation Network really is. All these games that you buy, and if you can't do an online check of your license, you can't play. Yeah, I have God, it was about 470 some odd digital games, and I could not access any of them. Yeah. Yeah. Like every single game was the same thing. Couldn't verify the license. Couldn't verify the license. So finally, I took out a physical game, put that in. That started up, but I unfortunately couldn't play that because I had DLC attached to it. So, so I said, "Fuck this." Got my Switch, played that for the remainder of the night. But yeah, so it's all coincides with a pretty hefty snowfall that we got overnight last night into today, or Friday night into Saturday. Whatever. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning, so I don't even know if I should still call it Saturday night or not. But anyway, Friday night we got a bunch of snowfall, tapered off late morning Saturday. Not sure. I think we probably got about 5-6 inches of snow out there, which by Wisconsin standards isn't a ton, but it's enough to fuck everything up. But it also added to my stress because Tuesday I wasn't feeling all that great. I could tell I was coming down with something. Nothing major, nothing like the illness I had a couple weeks ago, but I could still tell something was going on. I just had this never-ending flow of phlegm in my throat. Did I? Excuse me. realize I hope I wasn't showing off too much there. Um, but yeah, anyway, so I wasn't feeling all that great. So I was questioning whether I would even be able to make it to my pharmacy the next day or 2 days later, because they had two scripts ready for me, right? So I thought, okay, I'll just go ahead and I'll pay the $6 shipping charge, get it mailed over to my mailbox, and everything would be fine. So the expected delivery would be Friday. So I placed the order. They got shipped out the next day, but Friday morning comes and it arrived at the post office or at the regional mail sorting facility. That's about 3:30 in the morning, and it just sat there. It sat there overnight, Friday night, into Saturday morning, and it didn't actually go out for delivery until Saturday. So we're talking like 15 degrees outside for a high, and you got these medications. A lot of them are very temperature sensitive, right? They get too cold and they lose effectiveness. So I'm stressing out because, well, I got two different medications there for my HRT that are just sitting there in the cold, and I don't know how resilient they really are in these in very cold situations. So I sit there and I wait and finally I see that I went up for delivery around 6:30 in the morning. So mail arrived for about noon, 12:30, somewhere in there. Make a beeline out there. Good God, my boots got very wet. They're not snowproof boots, I found out. But opened the mailbox, got the parcel, and yeah, it was that. Plus, had a book waiting for me and my bi-monthly Ipsy box. So it was a good day for as far as deliveries go. And then in the afternoon, I got my Amazon package that was en route. Forgot I even ordered that free run figure, but there she was. I'll have to show it to you later on. But then, what was it? Was it Friday night? I think it was, or Friday afternoon. I got another. Admittedly, it's not a logical purchase, but I was looking for for ways to inspire myself to get back into my writing, have something for point of reference and everything. So I went online with Amazon, which nowadays I'm kind of pissed off that I have to go through them at all, but that's another issue altogether. Anyway, I go to Amazon and I'm looking around and I decide, what, I'm just gonna go ahead and buy a dagger. And sure enough, they were selling them. And I wound up with this one. It's I've actually never had any kind of weaponry before, so but yeah, I just figured I could buy something like this, get a feel for how it handles, the dimensions of it, ease of motion, things like that. So it was it's $90, but if it helps me to better write with my story, my story I've been working on, the protagonist, she actually carries two of these around, and I'm just like, it'd be helpful to have a point of reference for as far as what the physical limitations, as far as like maneuverability and reach and such with with weapons of this style. So we'll see if it actually does that or not, or if it's just another temptation for my next battle of suicidality. Because now I'm sitting here with that, and against the wall I've got my fireproof safe with my gun inside. So I got the gun for got the dagger for the right hand, the gun for the left, or vice versa, whichever I feel like. So I got weapons available now. At least provide some brief defense when the Trumpist faction comes to pay a visit and haul us all away. But yeah, just hoping this will give me the push that I need to inspire me to get back into my writing. I think about it a lot, but I've actually made very little progress in the last half year, just because I'm distracted, and I can't get into that headspace like I used to. I sit there and I know exactly where I want to take the story from the point that I'm at right now, but to bridge the gap between where I am right now and where I want to be in half a day's time in story time, trying to establish the environment, the character interactions here on this side, so that they can actually lead to Rexa going out here and meeting this part of the story. Is a slog, because I'm trying to write in a halfway believable cityscape or landscape or even travel time. I can't hear my teeth. That's great. But part of me also just wants to just say, okay, well, yep, she left town and went on her way, and now this is happening. But I have to go back and I have to fix it later on. So it's kind of a catch-22 thing. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. And just putting this out there, the story arc that I'm working on right now is it's something that I just came up with one day and decided this would be a really good conclusion to the events that happened prior to the event, to where the book began. Because where I'm expecting the story to begin, is the main character is arriving in a city, and she's got she doesn't let on that she's been gravely injured, but this is a revelation that comes up later on, a few hours later. But the perpetrator of the one that inflicted the injury survived, right? And I'm just gonna write it as fate would have it. Their paths happen to cross about a year or so later, and they obviously have unfinished business to settle, because he got her, she got him back in retaliation, but they were unable to finish what they started a year prior. So I'm just looking at like, okay, this would be a good spot to wrap things up as far as that goes. Speaking of wrapping things up, I should probably do that pretty soon too. It is What are we We're 20 minutes in only. Feels like it's been longer than that. So, I've been stressing out over these medical bills, right? Because I went to the hospital and got admitted for a little over 2 days, and last I had checked, the hospital had billed me for was it about $1,100 worth of charges. Well, sorry, I went into my insurance provider and poked around in the claims, and finally, it's been like 3 weeks since the claim was submitted, but they finally processed the claim and got did what they needed to do, and yeah, it was initially $19,000 and change. With discounts, they bumped it down to $17,000 and change. Which is it's a good chunk of change, but it's it could be more. Anyway, between the insurance and the discounts and everything, co-pays, looks like my final bill from the hospital is going to be about $1,200 in addition to what was already done. So, yay on that. Which means that insurance picked up the entirety of those observation hours that I was freaking out over. But it's still gonna hurt. I mean, it's tax season, so we've got I've been hemorrhaging money all year, right? Between what's been about $400 worth of medical bills for this fluff ball. The issue with my car after I went into the ditch. Did I talk about that before? So took the car into the shop, got checked out, and they told me that everything actually checked out fine, save for apparently I did wind up slightly bending the back passenger rim, but they said that it's very slight and it's nothing to really worry about. So, and they just laid it out for me that the cost benefit ratio would just not be worth it to replace it. So they advised me to just leave it as it was. So luckily, that part of it's taken care of. $100 later, I got that peace of mind. They also rebalanced the wheels too. They said that those, seeing that those needed it. So they ran diagnostics and everything, checked it out. They didn't really find anything concerning. So, yay. Yeah, so there was the vet stuff, there was the car stuff, property tax bill, I had to pay that. That was a couple $1,000s there. Medical bills, obviously, that's well over $2,000 that I got to pay out for that. My car insurance is coming due within the next week or so. I get that paid off. That's another $400. Yeah, and I know $400 for car insurance for 6 months is dirt cheap, but it's also a very old car. So, it's a 2006 model year, so it's basically an antique at this point. And of course, there was the HOA fees I had to pay off for the quarter, and then of course the loan for the condo for that had to get paid off too. So my net income for the year is negative several $1,000s. hopefully, when I do my taxes, you know, as if there's any point to it at this point, given everything that fucking Musk is doing. Oh, okay. Sorry, water fountain making some weird noise. Anyway, I don't know if I'm going to owe anything on my taxes this year. Last year it was really close. I got a very small federal refund. It was less. It's like I want to say like $40, $50 was all. State was a couple hundred, but I'm really towing the line there between overpayment and underpayment. It can teeter either way. But that's gotta get paid off too. So, and all the while, they got all this political fucking bullshit going on with the orange turd and his little muskrat, destroying the country, bit by bit, piece by piece. And oh my dear fucking god, they are just stampeding toward, I don't even know what you want to call it anymore. They're claiming that they want to do all this, make this a more Christian nation, blah blah blah. And what I say here, I say this as a Christian myself, but the fact of the matter is, they gotta fucking stop this. This is just taking it way too fucking far. Keep the church and the state separate. Don't bring your religion into politics. Don't bring politics into religion. But I forgot the number of it, but there is a House resolution, I think it is, out of North Dakota, where, I shit you not, they are wasting taxpayer dollars to draft this proclamation recognizing Jesus Christ as the one true King and sovereign Lord over all the country, over all the state. It's like, okay, what the fuck is all this shit? Now, again, I say this as a Christian myself. That is just stupid fucking bullshit. But this is the kind of leadership that we're getting out of the Republican Party. They don't tackle any meaningful shit. They don't tackle any actual issues. It's all, okay, how can we how can we hurt people that are marginalized? How can we make sure that you are put in your place? How can we punch down and make sure that that nothing good can happen to you if you're different? I mean, you look at the shit that's going on with the transgender regulations that are being imposed via executive order, and I mean, for right now, I'm actually fucking terrified because I don't know what's going to happen to me in 3 months, in 6 months, even in 2 weeks, because the breakneck speed that Donald Trump is signing these EOs at it's mind-boggling. I mean, I guess for now my passport is valid, but how much longer is that going to stay true? It's not due for renewal until 2033, but are we still going to have a country by that point? And then you got that so-called SAVE Act, which, based on everything I've been reading and hearing about it, if you ever change your name in any capacity and you did not update your birth certificate, if you don't have a quote real ID or a valid passport, well, you can't really register to vote because well your name on your birth certificate is is different than the name on your current ID. If it's not a real ID, like a driver's license or whatever, passport, then you get denied the right to vote because well your name doesn't match. You could bring in the paperwork to support that the name change, but the, the the way that's worded right now, it sounds like they wouldn't give a shit. They would just say, "Well, no, that's not an acceptable document." And a person like me, I changed my name 2 years ago, and I cannot amend my birth certificate because I do not have sufficient quantities of supporting documents. I have some, but not enough. You know, I was born in Minnesota, and even though they're pretty liberal, pretty lenient on what they'll accept and everything, they'll allow it, but I'm lacking, the correct types of supporting documents, and I can't get them. So unfortunately, my birth certificate is going to have to remain as it was, 40 some odd years ago because I can't get one more piece of paper. So, anyway, I think Trish here is tired, and I'm kind of tired too. So I'm going to stop with the political babble, and I'm going to go to bed because well, it's what I do. It's what I do on my final night before I go back to work. And holy shit, it's going to get cold again. I know February it still gets cold, but I was kind of hoping that we'd be done with the bitter cold for a while. I mean, my electric bill was pretty good this past month. I mean, it was only 130 some odd dollars this time around. A year ago, it was 150. So, which is funny because last winter was the warmest winter on record, right? And this winter, yeah, it's still been warmer, but to be spending less money and using less power, even in spite of the rate increases and everything, it it made me feel pretty good about it. I was happy. Uh, uh, yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm tired. I think my voice just gave out. Yeah, yeah, my voice is giving out. Hasn't been very good all along, but part of me thinks I should just go ahead and save up and get that, get some of that vocal surgery. See if I can't increase the octave a little bit. Anyway, I am gonna disturb the cat here, much to her chagrin, and I'm gonna go to bed. Hope you all have yourselves a great day, great weekend, what's left of it. And hell, who's even playing the Super Bowl? That's later today, right? Well, I would not watch it knowing that that orange turd is there. Oh yeah, Velveeta Voldemort. I like that one. I mean, I call him Mango Magoo, Orange Turd. God. I have a whole bunch of insults for him. I will I will never refer to him as president because that would suggest that I actually have respect for that motherfucker. But I will never, ever, ever fucking respect that overweight sack of shit. I mean, good God. Get fucked. I mean, your bigotry, your hatred, your inability to look at other human beings as human beings, just because their bodies and their minds did not develop the same way that that you in your narrow-minded point of view expects everyone to. You should really just go play in traffic, dumpy. I mean, just fucking find a busy freeway, run into traffic, and let nature take its course. And leash up your fucking muskrat too while you're at it. Bring it along as well. So, with that being said, I'm gonna get off of here. Hope that my my comments did not trigger any kind of a takedown notice or a community guideline strike or whatever the fuck they call it. And I will go to bed. Yeah. Sorry. Y'all have yourselves a great weekend. What's left of it.